See, and I'm such a terrible. I really need to write down my thoughts, but I'll never record the videos. So, um, I just everything had to burn down, and I think when everything burns down, then you can go back to the ashes and go, okay, these are the things I'm gonna keep. You go back to the rubble and you go, these are the things that I'm gonna keep. And I look at everything like that. So I'm really not interested in like a relationship where somebody's like, you're my rock and you complete me. And I'm really not interested in, I mean, in many ways, he is just so perfect, but I can't accept like his triggers because I don't think his triggers are him. I don't think anybody's triggers are them. I think they're signs to show you what you are, what you need to work on. But when you don't work on it, then you're just like a walking trigger in ego. And I'm just like ego brain. I like now it's if I were to say that to him, it'd be a fucking fight. So it's like, of course I've been fucking crazy. I can't I can't explain anything without it being like I can't, and I can't keep doing that because I have things that I need to do. You know, I have things I need to do, and I had the luxury of being an escort and having people pay me for my time, and a lot of people have, unless you've been in that world, you don't know what it is, and even in that world, you don't know what my position, my how my dates were. That was only between me and my clients, but I had a lot of repeat clients. I had a lot of people who wanted to see me, and took very very good care of me, and I know that it was for a short time, and I know that it was for fantasy, and I know it was for blah 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 blah. But like that worked really good for me. In fact, it works really good for me for Courtney to hole up in her little place, not be around anybody. I did very well. It took my friend had to remind me. A lot of people in my life had to remind me how I was. I'm very thankful for that. But my friend Rebecca had to say, you never really left your house either. Only when you like went out for a date or something. So I never really left my house for fun. And then I'm leaving my trailer once a week to go and do errands and go garage sailing and thrifting and fucking plump. Oh my god. Like what a culture shock, And I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm just saying this doesn't feel like the person that I am, and that's like a lot. It's a lot to go through. And it's a lot of unraveling and derailing and a lot of it's a lot to unpack. Then you gotta put it all back together, figure out who the fuck you are, you know. That's how I'm doing it. But I'm like, I don't think I'm this real. I've I think I've been longer with him than I was with my husband. And I was married when I was like 25, and I got divorced by the time I was 28. And I was like, I didn't really like this. And then I became an escort because I don't really. It's the it was a really good experience because I had so many daddy issues. I was just throwing myself at people that didn't deserve me, and they used me a lot. So when I became an escort, that was for protection. So if you're like one of the people who like, did me as your friend, I just feel like you used me. Really. I really do. And I think a lot of people manipulated me for that. Because I was, you know, almost like I was a target. It's kind of how I feel. But so I put those boundaries in, and I became an escort, and then I was going and having, dressing up and living this life. And it was always me. It was never superficial. I mean, in fact, it was always like the most honest thing. Maybe I should have a photo shoot. Maybe I should have a photo shoot and just, start again. Do something with myself. Put some makeup on. My therapist said I should be the non-sex worker because I'm like, I don't want to have sex with anybody. And she's like, you should be the non-sex worker. And I'm going to work on that because a lot of people who wanted to see me mostly like to talk to me. Cool person to talk to. I even offer sessions to talk to me, but I am not a good marketer and I got to market that better. So that's what I got to do. I'm recreating myself. I'm recreating myself and I'm going to be the best version of me always. And if people don't allow me to remain in the best version of me, like I realize that there's conflict resolution and things like that, but like you don't have conflict resolution with people who have kept you in a state that is untrue and unfair. And you don't have conflict resolution with people who are in chaos. And I'm like a mirror, so it just doesn't work out. Okay, love you. Goodbye.